Hello. How's it going? We are here. I am going to be reviewing my podcast today. Isn't that so exciting? I am just going to grab up the chat on my YouTube real quick and then we are going to get started. How is your day? Put in the comments how your day is if you're watching this in the replay. Okay, so now I have the chat open and I'll be able to talk if anybody wants to. No pressure. Okay, so the only thing I need to do for this is we are going to be changing the audio a little bit from the desktop audio to my audio. But one last thing, if you do not know, my name is CakePopClara. I am a Lolita Fashion enthusiast and a graphic designer and a lover of all things kawaii and amazing. And I just want to inspire you to have the confidence to wear the fashion that you love. So that's why I'm doing this podcast, and that's why I'm also having this YouTube channel. And I thought it would be a really fun idea to review my podcast for you. So if you wanted to hear my thoughts on it or my commentary, like the extra special bonus features in a movie or something like that. So now that we got that out of the way, let's review this Cake Pop podcast. By the way, you can ask Alexa to play your Cake Pop podcast, and I just turned mine on, but we don't need her today. Anyways, so I'm going to turn me down and I'm going to turn my podcast up. Hello, pop stars. I am CakePopClara, and welcome to your second Cake Pop podcast. This one is going to be very informative, so you are going to want to stay tuned. Today we are discussing building a Lolita coordinate. We definitely touched on what a coordinate was in the last episode, so make sure to check that one out if you haven't listened. We're going to go over everything you would want to know about building a Lolita coordinate and some personal tips and tricks I've discovered throughout the years. So if you've wanted to wear Lolita fashion in your life, keep listening. Your Lolita fashion coordinate. This is going to be the outfit that you either wear to your meetup, maybe you're going out to do errands, or maybe you're just taking some cute photos online. For all of these types of activities, your coordinates might be different. One of the first things you want to think of when planning out your coordinate, whether it's your first coordinate or your next, is the theme of the coordinate. I am just going to talk a little bit about what I mean by the theme. So the theme is something that you grab from the print usually. So if you can see it, I have a bear print, so I could wear a bear ring, or you could have like a unicorn print and have a unicorn theme, and like even have a unicorn horn. You could have a, and your another thing I want to mention is your theme could be based on your meetup too. So the first meetup I ever went to was to the Shed Aquarium, so I had a mermaid type theme. There's a lot of things you could do with themes. I just don't talk about it that much in the beginning. I do get it in later in the podcast, but I just wanted to clarify on that part. Going along with the theme, you can think about the setting that you're going to. If you're going to a meetup, you might want to be a little more over the top and have a very extravagant theme. You can really go thematic with your coordinate. We like to call it OTT, over the top. Let's say you're going to the grocery store. Maybe you're going to go for a casual look. You can have an OTT gothic cord. You can have an OTT sweet cord. You could have a casual classic cord. There's lots of combinations of themes, sub-styles, so that you can pretty much make endless fun with your wardrobe. Another thing that I wanted to touch on, a lot of times you don't think about mixing the sub-style or the genre of Lolita Fashion and the level of intensity of the coordinate. So are you going to do casual? Are you going to do over the top? I think that's something really important to think about, because then you can plan your accessories out more and have your, a more successful coordinate. Like, are you going to a meetup? And what's your personal style? Do you always love to have like a lot, like over the top makeup? Do you love to have a lot of accessories on your purse, like keychains and stuff? Then you might, if you have always rocked an Eda bag, you might want to go over the top. But if you've always been super low-key type of sweatpants and chill, hair up, no makeup type of person, then maybe you want to go with a casual coordinate. So that's just something to think about. This will also help you develop and grow your wardrobe once you have more of an idea of how you want your coordinates to look in the future. One of the first things I like to think about when I was buying dresses was my base color for what I would want most of my coordinates to play off of. This is probably... It's kind of funny today because I would honestly say my base color is pink and I don't have an accent color. Literally, you can have more experimental chords than what I explain in this, but this is just strictly for beginners to try to help guide them. They're going to be ivory, white, black. Ivory tends to be really good for classic. They say white is good for sweet, and black, obviously gothic. You could even do brown. Brown is pretty hard to find. I tried to do brown and it failed me. These are going to be the types of colors that are maybe your blouse, extra accessories in these colors, or... I say accessories a lot in this, and I even mean extra bows, hair clips, rings, necklaces, bracelets, stuff like that. Or your wrist cuffs, maybe your purses, or possibly socks. Just different things that you're going to have more choices of because you wear them more frequently. Yeah, I have like 5 white blouses. A lot of times they say white for sweet because you'll find white as an accent color on sweet dresses, but you can also find cream. Sometimes you find cream and white on the same dress. I have a lot of dresses like that. If you have cream and white in the same dress, I would suggest just picking one or the other. Don't try to coordinate with both. You definitely want to pay attention to detail. Not everything is perfect. It's an art, not a science. Nobody's gonna come at your doorstep smacking you in the head with a purse because your whites don't match or anything like that. Just more guidelines to follow as you are entering the fashion. And if you go off the rails and you go on the crazy train, just know that you are gonna end up spending more money if you do not take this kind of stuff into consideration before making purchases, which is... What I mean by that is if you do not pick a base color for your wardrobe, you are going to have to buy more pieces. It's just that simple. That's why I want to help you with this podcast. It's a big reason for me doing this podcast is just to get some more information out there. It's really good guidelines of how to start. Obviously, I'm not like the kingpin of information here. I've been watching a lot of drug shows, okay? The kingpin of, I can't even say it. The kingpin of information. That's like a new saying. But I do have access to a microphone and am able to produce this podcast for you. It makes submissions if you would like of topics you would like to hear, and I will definitely include it. My email is CakePopClara@gmail.com. So once you've picked your base color, I want to remind you not to use this as a crutch. A lot of people have maybe what we like to call a vendetta against white shoes and white socks. So there are some things that aren't seen as creative in the community, and a lot... PSA, if you're trying to wear Lolita Fashion, you're creative and I love you. A lot of times it comes from money, and just like basic white socks are really easy to get, and basic white shoes go with everything. You know, I'm not blaming you for doing that in the slightest, but remember not to use it as a crutch and try to be more creative with your coordinates, and you'll actually end up having more fun. Do you have your base color? You're gonna want to have a main piece that probably includes this color or goes with the color at least. It's pretty hard to shoehorn. Let's say you want to use your base color as black and then you have a plain pink JSK. I've done. It's so funny because what I'm talking about in this podcast right now is exactly what I did today. I shoehorned a baby pink into this coordinate, but what I did is I just have no accent color and I just have pink as my main color. There is some pink in the print, but it's like a dark pink. And then I just think that the baby pink matches the lavender, so I think it works. And I have all of my accessories pink. But I'll keep the podcast rolling. For a lot of people do this. If you have all of your accessories as black and then your main color is a different piece, it can be done, but just know that it has JSK. I've done it before. A lot of people. I know you probably wouldn't have even noticed, but I meant the main piece is a different color. Not the main color is a different piece. I rewound because my joke got cut off, so there. If you have all of your accessories as black and then your main color is a different piece, it can be done, but just know that it has been done, okay? You're not original. I'm sorry. That's not. I'm so sassy. Let's just go with that. Your main piece could either be a JSK, which is considered the easiest to cord, even though if you have an OP, a one-piece dress with sleeves, you don't need to coordinate a blouse, but that's seen as harder to make look balanced because you're not able to include as many as your base color accessories or accent color accessories. Also note with OPs, a lot of times they have bows on the sleeves and puffy sleeves, and I don't like looking like a football player, and a lot of times it makes me look like a football player. Yeah. I just want to show you the difference between a JSK and an OP really quick. So this is a JSK. It doesn't have sleeves, and you see I have a blouse on under it. Does that make sense? This is an OP. It has sleeves, and what I'm talking about is like, you can see it has bows on the sleeves. Like they want it to be really cute and everything. This JSK is actually nice, so I would recommend it because it does have elastic around the sleeves. That's better than having a button because those, they don't fit a fucking fly. Sorry for my language. But yeah, so this is an OP, and I'm just going to show you the other thing that I'm about to talk about, which is a skirt. This is my Alice in Funfair skirt by Baby the Stars Shine Bright. I love it so much. I did not used to be able to button it, but now I can. The waists on these are very small. Like, honestly, that's the only problem with skirts. This one I think I have is modified though. If you want to buy it, hit me up because it doesn't fit me. And it's really, really stretchy around the back. And it's like this one is like much bigger than the other one I have. So if you want to buy it, hit me up. This one is also from Baby the Stars Shine Bright. I think it's called a Clockwork Tea Party. I'm going to sell this one. So I don't know if you know how to find the measurements. Do you just measure the waist? I'm not sure because it stretches. So if you could help me with that, how to measure the skirt, I would appreciate that. Let's get back to the podcast. Especially if you want to wear like a bolero. And a lot of times it makes me look like a football player. Yikes. Especially if you want to wear like a bolero, which is like a tiny little sweater. If you want to wear one of those, you are probably better off going with a JSK or a skirt. Skirts are really fun and flexible, and I want more of them. A skirt is always an option, and I would consider having at least 2 or 3 in your wardrobe. Okay, so now you want to look at the main piece that you picked out, and if there's a print, pick accent color from that print. The accent color could be any color in the print that you want to bring to light. Let's say my Milky Pony Carnival is mint, and it has pink, yellow, and blue. By the way, this is Milky Pony Carnival. This is the dress I'm talking about for reference. Have any other dresses in my wardrobe that are yellow and blue. Well, I have one that was a mistake. Okay, I went through a phase. But I'm gonna go with pink as my accent color because that's the color I'm most likely to make purchases with. See how that works? You wanna go with a color you think you might be using more often. But as your wardrobe grows, you're gonna have more fun and flexibility with this. Once you have your accent color and your base color, you pretty much have a lot of what you need to make your coordinate and your theme, of course. So your theme could come from your print, which let's say you have Honey Picnic by Metamorphose. I'm just using dresses I have. That one is really cute, bears at a picnic. So I could have a bear purse or a bear headdress, something like that. That's what they mean by themes. Or if you have like a piano print dress or musical notes on there, you could have a music theme. There's a lot of different things you could go with. But a lot of times you really have to look at the cord and to even see the theme. A lot of times the color is going to be the most striking thing. So that's what I advise you to go with. If you have 2 things that are unicorn themed, but they're not matching in color, it's not going to be like, oh, it was the same theme. It's fine. If the color is clashing, it's not going to be fine. One rule that I learned to really help my coordinates, especially starting out, was the rule of 3. Let's say I have my main piece, which is mint, and then I have my base color, which is white, and my accent color, which is pink. I would try to find 3 things that are white to put in my coordinate and 3 things that are pink. So I could have a white bow, a white wrist cuffs, and white purse. No, I wouldn't do that. Because, like, you don't want your socks and shoes to be the same color because you want it to stand out. So maybe I would have, like, white socks, pink shoes, pink wrist cuffs, a white bow, a white purse, and then a pink necklace. Oh, you have it. I just walked away to grab something, but I decided not to grab it. Like 3 different places in your coordinate, and that's just something for beginners to help guide their chords. That's definitely not a strict rule. Another reminder I have is to stay within the sub style that you've picked. So if you have sweet, you're gonna want more poof. Like if you're wearing your dress without a petticoat or without a floofy petticoat, that's more of an old school style. It's not gonna look like a complete cord, or maybe it's not gonna look exactly how it should. It's gonna look a little bit off. Let's say you don't have a good petticoat, you don't like wearing a petticoat, you don't think it's comfortable, maybe you just go with old school then, and you might find you like it a lot more because it suits your comfort level. Notice if you're going and traveling within different sub styles and combining things, because that I honestly do that a lot too. Like I have these one pair of pink UTK, which means under the knee socks, that have ruffles on the top, and honestly I wear them with a lot because I don't have a ton of pink socks, but it doesn't look as good as if I were to have over the knee socks because that fits the sweet style a little bit better. Even this rectangle headdress, that's more for old school, but since I have 2 buns, I think it looks good with the sweet style here because it kind of reminds me of just like a really cute like maid headdress type of thing. I don't know. It's obviously Lolita Fashion is not maids at all, but it just with the little floofy frills, it is just cute and sweet, but it also isn't necessarily super within the style. Like a big bow might fit a little bit better, but I would have to have like large pigtails that were like curling out, I feel like, for that to look the best. Can add some confusion to your final coordinate. I am going to interrupt today's podcast episode with a word from our sponsor, CakePopClara's Patreon page. This isn't a normal Patreon page like you might be used to. This Patreon page is for graphic design. If you need any help growing your kawaii brand, CakePopClara's Patreon is a place to get different types of logos and brand materials for your podcast, YouTube channel, or Instagram page. For only $15, you can get a logo. The next tier up, a logo and a banner. I also offer a level of personal one-on-one coaching so that we can work together to bring your vision to life. You can also support me at the cheapest tier of $3 to get tons of cute kawaii graphics and templates usable for your Instagram stories, edits, blog pages, and thumbnails. If you need graphics for your channel or just want to support me, please check out my Patreon page at CakePopClara. Thanks for listening. Let's get back into teaching you how to create a proper coordinate. Another fun thing you can do is go with the jewelry color. So as a sweet Lolita, I like a lot of plastic jewelry that's glittery and resin. When that ad gets you out of breath, you know it was a good ad. And then it's made out of my accent color. A lot of times you could either go with a gold jewelry or a silver jewelry look, and that will be really nice. Or you could do pearls. Just maintain that same color throughout the coordinate, and you can definitely use gold and silver jewelry instead of plasticky jewelry. Or you could even have a statement piece of jewelry. I see a lot of really cool stones and so this is my one piece of jewelry today because I don't own a ton of rings or bracelets. I have a bracelet that I got in a trade, and I got a couple rings from online, but I also make my own, but I haven't done it in a while. So because I don't like spending money on jewelry because I have jewelry making materials, but then I never make stuff. Who else is with me in the same boat on that? But this necklace is from Swimmer. It's really, really cute. It's pink. And the purse I chose to do this was a pink chocolate ice also. So I would honestly say the theme for this coordinate would be pink chocolate because I have it in the necklace and in the purse. So there, I found my theme. But also, so this I would say would be a statement piece for me. Let's keep going. Being worked in polymer clay, that it would be really cool for gothic, or really cool granny pendants for classic, not granny, but you know, Mockingjay pins. You can really have fun with your jewelry. I think accessories are one of the parts of Lolita that makes it the most exciting, so don't forget about those. Another consideration you want to take into your coordinate is your hair color. If you have really bright hair and you're going with the gothic or classic style, it will look cool. I will love you forever. Sometimes they say your hair should match your coordinate though, because everything else matches. So when your hair stands out so much, why would you go through all the effort of looking so uniform besides your hair? At the same time, it's your hair. You have the choice of what clothes you put on. If your hair is growing out of your head, you can't just regrow it every time you want a new coordinate. So I think it's nitpick at best. If you wanted to. That's my new favorite saying for pretty much any Lolita Fashion disagreement. Nitpick at best. Like, for some reason I get really snobby when I look like this. No, I'm just kidding. Try out a wig. It's just fun to get a natural reddish, blondish, grayish, or any soft pastel color. Any soft colors usually look good with every coordinate. I recommend one of those types of wigs as your first wig. Messing with those really giant Barbie 3 wigs in one is going to be really tough for your first coordinate. Your best bet to look like a super angelic, pretty model is probably just getting a really soft, curly, pretty, realistic looking wig. Along with your hair, you also want to think about your makeup. If you don't normally wear makeup, you don't have to learn a bunch of stuff to wear Lolita. I would just suggest wearing some mascara, doing your eyebrows a little bit darker with some like a brown eyeshadow, and some chapstick. I hate to say it, but that's how I do my eyebrows sometimes. Like, I use gel, but if you literally don't have a lot of makeup, that will look really good. You don't want your eyebrows to be looking like super dark and boxy. You just want like a little hinge of color, and then maybe a lip color.
and that will be really soft and pretty. Otherwise, some other popular styles are kawaii makeup with false lashes, eyeliner, glitter. And it's also popular. It's called igari makeup. It's hangover makeup where you have like blush that goes under your eyes and across.
I just wanted to say something. I just wanted to add in something. Oh yeah, I'm not telling you to smear lipstick all over your eyebrows, but I am telling you, you can be creative with your products just like you are with your cord.
Across the bridge of your nose, which I really like doing a lot. I think it's really cute. Your nails, I think the only thing for your nails is you don't want to have them dirty. If you're going to a meet or anything, you could have press-ons or paint them to.
I feel terrible because my nails are dirty as fuck. I did not take a shower this morning because there's like an AC unit in my freaking shower. My boyfriend was like, the AC is making my breathing worse, and I was like, oh no, but I was sleeping, and so like in the middle of the night he came in and took the AC out of the window and then put it in the shower of all places. I'm sure it was leaking or something, but that almost feels like a dream, like when that happened last night. Anyways, I'm going back to the
your coordinate. There is really cute like bubble nails, deco nails that you can even get on Etsy. People sell really cute charms in them, and well, I usually don't do my nails for coordinates. I used to though when I first started Lolita. I feel like a lot of stuff as you start doing it more and more. The first meetup I went to, like I got my hair professionally cut and I had my sister curl it beforehand, and then now, I mean, for virtual meetups of course you don't have to do as much, but I just had a ponytail. Honestly, sometimes you get more used to doing things more naturally and having a soft and elegant look. I feel like the more you wear Lolita Fashion, the more natural it comes to you. With all of that stuff kept in mind, I think you will have a really successful coordinate. I also just want to remind you that I do have a YouTube channel where I do make Lolita Fashion related videos, so you can subscribe to me at CakePopClara on YouTube. I really hope this helped you out in some way, and let me know if you have any submissions for upcoming podcast episodes. Thanks for listening to this Cake Pop podcast, and I'll see you again in 2 weeks. Bye, pop stars.
Did you see how I did that at the end there? In the beginning, I totally had the fade in and everything. Oh, thank you, Nathan White. I appreciate you. That was the end of the podcast. So I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you learned a little bit about Lolita Fashion, and I'm really excited to stream with you this Sunday morning. I have more of a schedule now. I am going to be releasing podcasts every 2 weeks, and I will stream them or do some type of stream the day after, and then I upload every 2 weeks, so definitely stay tuned for that. My next video is going to be a Little Twin Stars makeup look, which was also today's makeup look. I used the Little Twin Stars palette, and I thought it was really cute. And then I also have a Sims video being already filmed, so there's that. And I have tons of ideas. I just have like a page written full of video ideas and podcast ideas, and I'm gonna keep generating more ideas and keep like sharing everything that I love with you, and trying to keep helping you learn more about the fashion that I'm into, and trying to keep inspiring you to live the best life you want to. So yeah, that's all I really have for you today. I really appreciate you being here, and I will see you again very soon. Make sure you check out my Twitter and my Twitch and all of that good stuff. I have my Linktree in the description. Bye, pop stars.